everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched Orphan Black, and the episode was called A Clutch of Greed. And in this particular episode, Helena is being taken by Dundering Donnie to the emergency room because whilst resisting capture from Neolution, she gets stabbed in the belly. And of course, they're afraid that maybe one of the twins was hurt very badly. But when she's given an ultrasound, the OBGYN, the neonate nurse, she's completely flabbergasted. She thinks, what on earth is this? This is some kind of miracle. The wound is completely healed. And I thought, what? This is weird, but it was uncanny. And of course, the neonatal nurse was thinking that exact thing, and she wanted to do an amnio on Helena. But of course, we all know how that turned out. Just watching that scene, one of many puncture scenes, made me flinch and cringe. But Helena had, she had every reason. I know it was a bit extreme because she's a very intense character and she doesn't do anything halfway. But she just figured that it was either her babies and getting them to safety or nothing at all. And Allison comes forward to retain Kira from school, and of course the real Rachel comes looking for her, and the teacher is a little bit addle-pated. Did you lose her? I love that scene. It was so funny. And Kira just realizing who she is, and she said, I can't feel MK anymore. I can't feel anti-MK anymore. Because, oh man, that scene with Ferdinand, that made me a little bit angry. I thought, no! But he was angry at the wrong person. He realized what he had done in crushing her to death. And man, that was raw. It was very feral and brutal, as it should have been, because he had every reason to be angry, because he had been taken, quite literally. And men of power like that don't like to be emasculated in such a way. And I hate to do this. I'm playing devil's advocate, but he had every right to stomp the living heck out of her. But it's just, yeah. It was very interesting. And I really enjoyed this particular episode. Things are getting to be very, very interesting and intriguing as far as the whole mechanism of plot is concerned. And yeah, I'm very intrigued to see where this is going to go, especially with this community that Casima's in. And she gets to meet the girl who has a disease as well and is undergoing treatment. And of course, when Casima's there, she doesn't want to take the vitamins. She's afraid that there's some kind of mind control agent. I would be too if I were in a place like that. Berry Applewhite, anybody? I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. Don't think so. Yeah. That reference actually refers to somebody who unfortunately was from Bloomington, my hometown. And he led a cult, and he led a bunch of people to drink poison Kool-Aid and fall to their death. He convinced them. He was very alluring and suave and debonair and charismatic in his ways, and that's how he was able to lead all these people to committing, well, they didn't know it was suicide at the time, but they all died due to the poisoning. I don't know if was it cyanide, strychnine. I don't remember what he put in the Kool-Aid, but Jim Jones, he died. I'm thinking that he died too. I think Jim Jones also died, but anyway, a notorious person from my hometown. Yay. Would rather not think about that, but anyways, this whole episode had kind of echoes to cult followings and better communities, and I had to say this. The community that's presented does have a lot of good ideas. However, that whole idea of the concept of the founder, and we get to meet the founder, or TK as he's called. I don't know his real name, but what's interesting is in that very place, that island, the Galapagos turtle was brought there. It belonged to Darwin himself, and she lived to be 172 years old. I thought, oh, mercy. But it was PT something, and not Roald Dahl. It was no, it wasn't. The picture had the writer of the Jungle Book. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of it. Rudyard Kipling. Yeah, Rudyard Kipling. It wasn't Kipling. No, I'm thinking it was Rudyard Kipling. No, wait, it was Darwin. But yeah, it would have been interesting anyway. It was just a picture of PT of something or other, and Charles Darwin, or no, I think it was. I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth on that because I'm pretty sure it said Rudyard, but I have an attention to detail, and man, it was sad what happened to MK. This really killed me. Kira's decision was very heartrending, but she had every reason to do what she did to figure out about her, to learn more about herself and her growth. She's making some rather adult decisions, which is very intriguing. This episode had a lot of meat to it, I think, and it just was very revealing as to what the whole purpose of Neolution is. And I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go, especially with Rachel and the founder and the other clones that are still alive, and Allison. She's learning the hard way that she's under the control of somebody else, and they're going to be watching her like a hawk. She can't get away anymore. She's under house arrest, basically. I don't have that much else to say other than this was another fabulous episode that I absolutely loved, and it just adds more to the enigma of the show and the sickness, and how they're going to be cured. Well, I'm thinking that Cosima is going to be the one. I hope they don't kill her. If they kill Cosima off, I'm going to be really ticked off. I'm sorry. She's one of my favorite characters of the entire show, other than Helena. I really don't have that much else to say, other than I love where it's going. And when it ends, I'm going to be very sad, but I have other shows to tide me over at the time. New Twin Peaks is really good. It's really odd. It's very eerie. And original was unbelievably good and superb. It was a different kind of bizarre, supernatural. Nobody had done a television show quite like that. And it really evoked a lot of human emotion. And it just goes to show you that even in a small town, things like that can happen. You don't expect it. And look at our world now with things like Columbine happening. And I know that's the most overused example and cliched example, but it just gives you food for thought. And you kind of wonder who you can trust, and just you have to be really careful. And yeah, the world is a very unusual, unsettling place sometimes, but we navigate our way through it, and it makes us stronger people. I have to say, today being Father's Day, I spent half of the day crying because I miss my dad, but I got through it. I had a glass of wine in his honor. I had Pinot Noir. It was good. I'd never had it before, so it was something new. I had another one that was a red Californian wine. This I got from Bright Cellars. I drained the rest of it down the drain. I just hated doing that. I'm like, this is a waste. But it was bitter, and I thought, I was hoping I would get sweet rather than bitter. The Pinot Noir, it's not bitter, but it's very earthy and it's robust, and it's got a good kind of strong flavor. I like the strong flavor to it, and it's very hearty, and it's a nice mixture, and it's different from it kind of reminds me of Merlot in a way, but it's different from Merlot. But it's something I've gotten into. I guess I'm becoming more of a wine connoisseur. I don't drink it except on holidays. I'm not what you would call a wino, but I like sake as well. Sake is really exceptional. It's I like it warm. I don't think I would like it cold, but it's very good warm, and it kind of smells like turpentine, but there's really no taste. It's a nice warming effect, and it's really quite delicious. It's kind of got a sweetness to it, which I enjoy. But if I ever have a chance to get sake for myself, like for a birthday, I will. I'll warm it up and I'll drink it that way, and it's really quite refreshing. It doesn't make me drunk. I don't drink enough to actually make me tipsy. I just have a little bit, and I know my limits, because I'll have a glass. That's all I need, and I'm good. But I had a Pinot Noir in my dad's honor, and it was incredibly sensationally good. I had kind of a confrontation with my friend. He came over. I was thinking that maybe I was going to be seeing some people just to get some things straightened out, but I forgot, oh yeah, today's Father's Day, they're going to be busy, but yeah, some other time it'll all work out. But we were talking, and I was having a good day. He had brought me some food, and I thanked him for it, and he was being very generous. And I turned around to he was talking about how there should be no debate over restrooms for people who are transgender. I'm like, yeah, they're human just like the rest of us. I've got a friend who dresses in drag, so yeah, no big deal. I love him to death. But I said, what do you think about Proposition 8? And he said, what's that? I said, that's making gay marriage legal. And he says, I don't really agree. And I'm thinking, oh, you're stepping on my toes there, because I wholeheartedly think that gay marriage should be legalized. The reason I say that is people who are straight, I mean, it's no big deal, but I think that people who are gay should have the same rights as straight people. Call me crazy, but we're all human beings, and love is love. And it doesn't matter what shade you are, what gender, bestiality, however, this is where I draw the line. But there's some people who marry their dogs. I'm like, well, fine, go ahead, I don't judge you. If you want to marry your dog, marry your dog. You're weird, but if you want to marry a tree, yeah, why the heck do I care? Go ahead, marry a tree. But it really made me angry that I thought, you are a real homophobe. And I was starting to get a little bit angry with him, a little bit hot under the collar, because I'm very passionate about Prop 08. I'm not a liberal, but I think that, I guess in some aspects I could possibly be labeled more liberal than others, just due to the fact that I am a big supporter of LGBTQ plus. Just, they're human like all the rest of us are. It just, never mind. But we got into kind of a debate, and he said, well, if they legalize that, they're going to legalize polygamy. Like, what's wrong with polygamy? And he just gave me this look like, in this economy, hear me out, in this economy, I think it would be beneficial to have more than one spouse. Of course, it would be there are issues that are poised with polygamy, of course, but I would definitely be all for it because I wouldn't mind having two men take care of me. That would be perfect. But everybody like, you whore, you slut. I'm not really a person that you can call that, okay? I'm a good lady, and yeah, I just, no. Don't you dare. Because I'm sure that you've done some worse things than I have. Because I haven't really done anything wrong, to say. I haven't done anything illegal. I obey traffic laws. My life's been pretty vanilla. So that would be the first spicy thing I've done in my entire life if I agreed to it. Yeah, that would be intriguing. I only met one person who was really into well, no, I should rephrase that. I met one guy. He's not in Utah, but he lives in a polygamous household. I've mentioned him before. We're really good friends. I've heard from him in years, but he tried recruiting me into his harem. I thought, you've got 7 women now, and it's one cock to, sorry, to a huge hen house. So, no comment. How do you do it? I mean, I wanted to ask him that, but I let it just lie. I don't judge. If he's happy and he does what he wants and he's not hurting anybody, who cares? Life's too short. And of course, he's just making. He's like, oh, you can be one of my wives. I'm like, hell to the no, baby. I ain't gonna be one of your wives. Not going there. Sorry, I'm a sassy black woman coming out there, but I am 1% North African. So hopefully I didn't offend anybody there, but it just... I'm sorry, but he made me mad. I told him about North Carolina, and he got angry with me. He's like, you better think this through. You got to think more clearly. It's like, I have thought about this. I've been thinking about this for quite some time since my father died. They mentioned it. They put the idea in my head. And I thought I mulled it over time. And I came to the decision not too long ago, a few weeks ago. And I've been very fervent about it. And he said, just think about what you're doing. Do you have someplace to stay? I'm like, yeah, my relatives. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. They'll take care of me. I know I'm going by myself, but they will help me. They said that they would. I trust them. They are my family. And he said, just please be careful and be sure to think it through more thoroughly. I slammed the door on him. I was tired of it. I'm like, you just get out of here. You're a schmuck. He is. I hate to say it, but Guy has an engineering degree, and he can't figure out why I don't like my hometown, because there's nothing to do here, and there's nothing. I can't spread my wings to fly, so I gotta go. I have to do something with myself. He doesn't get it. He doesn't like the reality that I'm leaving. I'm never gonna marry this putz. Excuse me. Sorry, that's what he is. He's a nice guy. He's a good friend. He's old enough to be my father, though, and I'm not interested in him that way. He sent me this email about, I want to see you more in your bathing suit because you look yikes. That's the way he says that I look, really hot. It's a weird way to put it. His wording is really unusual. But he doesn't really have a lot of tact or common sense. I don't think he ever learned it. And he likes to talk to himself and repeat himself. And he said he was going to go to the grave today. And I'm looking at him. No offense to people who go to graves, and I respect that. But as for me, graveyards mean nothing because it's just... There's nobody there. It's just a shell of who formerly was alive. And I know it's done for tradition. I know it's done to honor the dead, and I'm all for that. I'm glad. I'm happy that it exists. It's been around for thousands of years. But I don't see the point in going to a graveyard to visit a loved one. I just think, why? Because I have better things to do. I know that sounds cold, but I mourned my father quite a bit. I mourn my mother and father quite a bit. And I don't go to the cemetery just because I know they're not there. And I'll see them when I go to the other side, but I can't think of that. I have to think of what I'm going to be doing with myself, you know, in the process before I actually get that one last call from the big guy upstairs and punched my ticket and, hey, conductor, let me in the train. Or actually, you know, for me, it wouldn't be a train, but I would get I probably would get a sailboat. Because I'm all about the ocean. That's me. That'd make more sense. Although the train would be nice, too. But anyway, it's just, I got so angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. I slammed the door, which I usually do not do. But he just, I thought, you are such a homophobe. You're a homophobe, and you're a guy who doesn't like to deal with reality. Because you just don't want to hear that I want to make something of my life. I don't want to live by the confines of your preconceived, constructed reality, whatever the hell that is. Because he says, this is the way he sounds, I deal with reality. No, you don't. You live in your own little fantasy world, and you know it, but no one ever tells you that. But at least now he's getting more around getting himself in his race car and dealing with his midlife crisis. So yay, I'm happy. But it just annoys me to no end that he's just so against the fact that I want to do something with myself. I want to make something of myself. I can't do it here in this small 2-bit horse town that has absolutely it has nothing. We have car lots. We have a few retail locales. You can go and apply for work at retail. Here's your choice. You got retail, you got fast food, and one factory. That's it. I can't. And, you know, the people, I've met a lot of people here, and I only dated one person from here, and he didn't even pay for the meal, and I had to pay for everything. I thought, I'm not going on a date with you again, because that doesn't slide. And the only thing, he was really nervous when we were on our date, and I just thought, just chill. Good God. Such a nerd, but nice kid, don't get me wrong, but I just, no. He's like, well, you won't give me a chance. I'm like, I already gave you a chance. You blew it. I'm sorry. No, there was no spark there. I'm being honest. I'm being frank. I am calling a spade, because that's what I do. And I can be pretty daggone blunt when I want to be. I don't mean to just hit you right where it hurts, but honesty is the best policy. And yeah, I had to deal with that. He still says, you gotta give me a... I'm like, no, I'm never giving you another chance. You're a nice young man, but I just don't like you that way. There's no chemistry between us. It's like, you didn't give us a chance to have chemistry. I thought, seriously? What part of I am not physically attracted to you do you not understand? Do I have to spell it out for you? I wouldn't breed with you if you were the last man on this planet and the species' survival depended on our coitus. I am sorry, but ugh. I'm venti today. I don't mean to be vetchy, but yeah, that was one thing. And you know, my friend today, he just really got my blood boiling. But anyway, that's my update for now. But things will get better. I'm not worried about it. Until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie.